What's up, everyone? This is Jason here. Today we picked up the brand new, just released Dangerous Power G5. We got this over at Zypher Paintball in Ventura. I do have to say that's a great place to shop. The guys over there are really nice, really down to earth. We asked to see all the colors, and they actually brought each color out to us to let us see them. So, great guys over there. These are going retail right now after tax around $352 and some change. So, pretty good price range if you ask me. So, let us dive on in. Okay. And you guys know me, I don't do unboxing videos, so I'm just getting this crap out and setting the box somewhere. Okay. So just real quick, here it is, the brand new G5. You do get actually a really nice little rebuild kit. I'm really happy with this. You get the springs, some lube, you actually get a little parts catalog here that shows you each of the individual O-ring part number if you ever need to order some more from Dangerous Power. You get, of course, a barrel condom, and as always, you get a full Allen set from Dangerous Power. This is a keen point because a lot of the newer markers coming out aren't even having a full kit anymore. They send you like 4 or 5 and that's it. So this right here is pretty kick-ass. Now, the barrel is a 13-inch, and I want to say it's a 689, but I'm not sure. There's nothing that even states what the bore is, so it's a barrel. What do you do? Okay, you get some stickers, and as always, Dangerous Power always, every time, I have to admit, really puts some time and effort into their manuals, making them full color, doing a lot of step-by-step instructions, so this right here, if you ask me, is quality. So we'll get this crap out of the way and let's start with the gun. So here it is, everybody. Silver and black G5. As you can see right off the bat, they are going hoseless. So awesome if you ask me. This is the way that markers are going. Everything's going. That macro line and micro line are going bye-bye. So as always with mostly all Dangerous Powers, you get the very, very nice ASA with a on-off purge. Now, a couple different things that you're going to notice on this marker is they have a regulator now, which is called the Riptide. Okay, they are using a newer trigger, which is they're calling it a wave trigger with 0 side-to-side play. The bolt engine now is called a subsonic. So that's pretty cool. We're seeing a lot of new improvements on these guns nowadays. Now the operating pressure of the marker is 200 psi. The trigger uses what they're referring to as a magnetic breakaway system with spring assist and return. Now, right off the bat, just looking at the marker, it is a very tiny marker. I like that. You know, I remember playing back in the days with the big mammoth ones. These are getting tinier, but still holding up. We do have a very, very nice low profile feed neck with, of course, the thumb screw, not an Allen, but a thumb screw, so that's a very nice feature. And kind of just one thing I noticed, they took their time adding some little decal logos. You have a G5 there, G5 right there, DP on the grip. You actually have a G5 on the milling, so that's kind of cool. And even on the ASA, you even have a DP. So that's kind of cool. They took their time with this gun. I have to admit, the anodizing and the milling just overall is very nicely done. It's very nice. So, couple things we're going to go ahead and just cover is the new bolt system. We're going to talk about the new trigger And we're also going to talk about the board. So let's go ahead. First thing we're going to do, we are definitely going to remove the bolt. Now this bolt is not toolless or quick release. You do need your Allen. There's the back. There's the front. That's it. The only actual part of this bolt that has an O-ring is the back cap. You have 1, 2, 3. That's it. The front of the bolt, as you can see, does have a ported design. I had the same kind of design on my old autococker. And several other bolts that I've shot have the multi-port. So what they're saying is that it allows the ball to be hit evenly with air. So we'll go ahead and put that right back in. So as you can see, the bolt is incredibly small. That's a good thing. That's going to be able that your cycle ratio is going to be much higher. So you can pretty much probably just rip with this thing. Okay. Now, the trigger, what they're talking about is the magnetic breakaway is in the front screw. Let me get an Allen so we can actually point to it instead of having my fingers in the way. Right here, the first hole, that's actually a spring. Not a spring, I'm sorry, a magnet, just like the axe. So basically, if you start to adjust that magnet, it's going to increase or decrease the polarity of the magnet toward, which I'm pretty sure it's against the solenoid, like a little metal plate right there. Then, of course, you do have your 3 regular posts that you can adjust. And right here is where your spring assist is. And I have to admit, this trigger is beautiful. It is a very, very nice trigger. Now, this is the new design, what they're using, called the wave trigger. And I have to admit, I like it. This is a great trigger pull. It has a very, very minimum side-to-side play. But, of course, this is brand new out of the box. We haven't even tweaked anything yet, so keep that in mind. But I have to admit, this is a nice trigger. I really feel that you will not have to upgrade this trigger. A couple other things behind the trigger is on each side of the trigger, you do have a ball bearing with 2 individual screws. So the trigger is not held in by just one long screw. It's 2 short Allen screws applying an even amount of pressure to both sides. I think if we adjust those a little bit, we could probably get absolutely no play in the trigger. Now, of course, overall, the grips are very nice on this gun. As you can see, it has a lot of indents to really hold your hand with. I mean, you can hold this thing, and I feel the indents right on my finger, so I don't have to worry about slipping off the grip. Because the grip is the same on both sides, being a left-handed or a right-handed shooter, you will not have a problem with this gun. It fits very firmly and very nice in the hand. Another thing I have to admit I like is right here in the front, you do have an indent. That is basically for if you are going to hold the gun, like so, or wrap your hand around it. That just gives you a little bit more control. That actually is a pretty smart design, if you ask me. So, let's go ahead real quick. We'll look at the ball detents and the eyes, just real fast. Okay, gotta go one size up. Now, this marker does use a a wired eyes, and it looks like it's actually covered with a little bit of heat wrap, which is basically just an electronic component that when it heats up, it just keeps everything nice and tight in there. Now, the ball detent, let's go ahead and get that out of there. Let's get the camera up a little closer. Looks like that is and it feels like a pretty sturdy plastic. Just looking at those, you're probably not really going to have to replace those. It's a very sturdy plastic, and I know with most guns now, they're using almost like a rubber garment in where the eyes are, and we all know within time, those will bend and break down. I don't think we're going to have a problem with this. Now, one other thing, Dangerous Power has integrated a little lip right here where my nail is. So in order to put these back in, it actually goes inside the frame. Let me get that spring back in position there. Goes inside the frame and sits nice and flush. Now, one thing, the eye covers, actually go with the milling. That is pretty creative. I like that. I've had guns before where the eye covers do not go with the milling and they stand out massively. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and open up the grip real quick. Okay, and inside, first thing you are going to notice is that they are using a pretty big LED, and I like that. Small LEDs, you have a hard time seeing. That right there is telling me you're not going to have a hard time actually seeing what mode you're in, or if you have a ball and breech. I like this right here, how they actually took the time to apply little zip ties to clean everything up inside. So you don't have wires dangling, wires hanging here. This right here just shows you that Dangerous Power's taking their time with this marker. They didn't just throw it together. So let's go ahead and take the battery out. Okay. Excuse me. What you're going to notice too is actually engraved inside of the frame is a plus and a minus. So you are not going to have a problem determining how your battery goes in. The other thing they did as well is, I know with my axe, it's basically held on by 2 pins and 2 Allen keys. This thing's just held on by a giant freaking jumbo Allen key. That's what holds your ASA. I can tell you right now, with that Allen, this thing's not going to move. I mean, your ASA is on there. That I really like. That's a big deal if you ask me. So we'll go ahead and let's put the battery in. Now, one thing you guys are going to notice when you put your battery in, part of the actual frame supports the battery. So your battery's not going to be bouncing around. It's not going to be moving. So you don't have to worry about when you're running your battery beating around inside your grip. So let's go ahead and we'll put the screws right back on. Okay. So, a couple questions I know want to be asked. How is the trigger pull? Trigger pull is amazing, guys. I have not adjusted this trigger, and I don't think I'm going to. The trigger out of the box feels great. You don't need to tweak it. We already covered that it actually is a very nice marker in the hand. It's very compact, but you don't feel like you're going to break it if you sneeze on it. So let's go ahead, since we have the battery in it, let's go ahead and turn it on. Now, as you can see, the power button is a good size one. You don't have, I know, like the old rails, for example, even some of the old PMs, the on-off button, the on button, the off button, which was a combo, and the turn off the eyes, were little itty-bitty bumps, like bump buttons. This is just a very nice rubber with a push button behind it. Hold it down, it's on, and it's very quick. In order to turn the eyes off, just hold it down for 2 seconds, eyes are off, and it's like I said, it's a very nice trigger pull. You know, boom. So, now one thing we are going to do is we are going to just quickly put a high pressure Ninja tank on this, because I do know that back when the G3 and G4 came out of the box, they had leaking issues. No leak. Nice and quiet. I don't hear any leaking. That right there alone shows me that Dangerous Power took their time on this bolt. They didn't, I mean, not the bolt, I'm sorry, the gun. They didn't just decide to start throwing it together and trying to make a new marker like some of these other companies are doing. They are taking their time. Let's go ahead and degas it. Now, the other thing, which is kind of a cool little, I don't know, I don't want to say pet peeve, but kind of something cool. This is number 53 out of the G5. I like that. I do recall that when the G4 and G3s came out, if you had a serial number be with the first 100 batch of the gun, your gun leaked, man. Big time. As you can see, number 53, silver and black, G5, no leaks, no issues. Overall, I think it is a great little gun. Like I said, it's in the price range of the Mini, of the Etha, of the Proton, of the Aura, and I really have to say I can't wait to shoot this thing a lot, to actually shoot it in general, to really break into this gun and do some more videos for you guys. If you have any questions or comments, definitely shoot them my way. Other than that, this is Jason with the brand new Dangerous Power G5. Thanks for watching.